past 6 weeks, I have been hosting a spotlight session every week related to change and what it means to be in the process of change, to be just getting through some sort of a significant change in your life, or maybe even looking forward to some type of change that is happening for you. So, I want to welcome you to this final spotlight session in this series. And we have explored new ways of thinking, of feeling, of acting that really align with who we are now, not who we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe not even who we were 1 year ago, maybe not even a few months ago. And today is about kind of tying all of those threads together and looking ahead to what our future is going to look like. Even though we can't plan it out, we don't know what it holds for us, we are going to be able to move forward with confidence, bead by bead. And if you've been following me throughout the series, you know that I make jewelry, and I have been kind of relating this series to the threads of change. When you make jewelry and you put the pieces together, bead by bead, you thread them on the cord, you thread them on the head pin to make earrings. Each little bead has purpose, and it's the same way in our life. Everything we go through has a purpose. Whether we like it or not, everything has a purpose. So I am going to kind of check out here. Tonight I'm using my iPad, and I'm going to make sure that we're here and see if there's any way that Facebook's going to show me who's tuning in. It's been a little tricky trying to get Facebook to show me where I'm at and who's joining us. But anyway, it does look like we're here. So, hey, thank you. So let's think back. We're going to revisit a highlight from each week, these past 6 weeks. So let's think back. And for those of you who got to listen to each of these in the 6 week series, congratulations. Thank you for showing up for yourself each and every time. And if you haven't, I'll put a link down below in the show notes or in the Facebook group so that you can find these replays in the playlist on my YouTube channel. So we're going to start by thinking back about some of the first few sessions in this series. So we did a session on redefining productivity and what that looks like. So I'm curious if you were here and you listened to that specific session, what stood out for you in redefining productivity? And how have you learned to redefine productivity in your own life and maybe in your own business? We also talked about the sacred pause. You know, when you pause with intention consistently, not just, once in a while, once a year when you go on vacation or waiting for the weekend so that you can take a breath, but maybe implementing those sacred pauses throughout your day and throughout your week. The next one was the in-between season. When you're in between, chapters in your life. You may be leaving a job, taking on a new one. You may be leaving a relationship or entering a new one. You may be branching out personally into an area that you have never explored before and it's new and exciting. Or maybe something that you have put your heart and soul into all of a sudden becomes so draining and you're anticipating something different. That's what we talked about in the in between season. And then we focused one of our sessions on structure, gentle structure, those anchor moments that keep you moving forward, not at a snail's pace and not like the road runner, but moving forward at a pace that is just right for you. And celebrating wins, you know, pausing and giving yourself some accolades for what you've accomplished, be it small, be it large. Tapping into those small things that you do on a regular basis to keep your life moving forward, to keep you afloat, even when things are stressful, are frustrating, are not going the way you want. And I'll put the link down below, and you are welcome to revisit each of those spotlight sessions in the Threads of Change Spotlight series. And then take notes, write down a key takeaway from each one, and come on back to this video and share it with us. Let us know what meant the most to you. And now I want you to focus on 3 core elements that can anchor your next chapter. So let's think about that. 3 core elements. 1, 2, 3. The first is belief to carry forward. So, what is one belief right now that you want to hold on to that will keep you steady in the coming months, maybe in the coming years, if you're entering a big change? What is one belief that you want to hold on to keep you steady? It could be a Bible verse. It could be a simple prayer that you like to pray. It could be an affirmation. It could be a song or the title to a song. So think about that right there, that belief, and write it down, post it on Post-it notes, stick it on your mirror, whatever it might be, that will help you remember that and help you to stay steady. Then the second thing I want us to focus on is a habit that you want to keep. Now, if you've been following through with us throughout the 6 Threads of Change Spotlight sessions, we have talked about a variety of practices, or like rhythms that I like to call them, that can make a big difference in our life. And if you've been in this community, Essentials for Peace and Balance, for a long time, for a number of years, or even just recently, you may have noticed that we talk a lot about those simple practices that can help to stabilize you, those little habits, little rhythms, little anchor moments. You can call them whatever you want, but they are little keys to your happiness. a simple key that you can practice on a regular basis that is going to make the difference for you in the long haul. And then the third thing is a feeling that you want to cultivate. So, number one, belief. What is a belief that you want to carry forward that keeps you steady? What is that habit, a simple routine that you have already put in place or you would like to put in place that's going to make the biggest difference for you going forward? And then the third one is a feeling that you want to cultivate now and going forward. What emotion or what state of being do you want more of in your day-to-day life? So I want you to take a minute or two to think about that, to write it down, to maybe even post it in the comments if you have time. If you're watching here on YouTube and you'd like to engage with me in the comments, feel free to do so. I will respond to each of you and we'll continue the conversation in the comments. So I want to hear from you. Share one of your answers in the chat, in the comments, or write it down for yourself. You don't even have to put it out there. Notice how much wisdom that you have collected over the last few weeks. Whether or not you have attended each of these spotlight sessions, you have been very active in the community. I've noticed that so many of you have been participating, sharing, and your words may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. So feel free to continue to be interactive in our spotlight sessions and in our Facebook community so that we can move forward together, utilizing the essentials for peace and balance, or maybe harmony. Balance isn't always possible. Harmony is always possible. Now we're going to do a little practice here. And we're going to map out one simple action for each thing. So one way to reinforce a belief that you want to adopt or that you have recently adopted, that you want to continue to utilize as you move forward. One way to maintain that specific habit or that rhythm that has been helpful to you in the past, but you've been kind of haphazard with it, and you want to start utilizing that rhythm every single day in your life so that you're not waiting for vacation or for the weekend to feel that calm and that contentment that you're looking for in your life. And then one way to invite that feeling, that you want to embrace in your life. That feeling word. Now, it could be peace, it could be calm, it could be clarity, but it could be a myriad of other terms, of other feelings. I'd like to challenge you to take that initial feeling, that feeling that you want to feel more of, so whether it be peace or calm or clarity, and then do a little bit of research on some synonyms for those specific words and look through there and pick out two or three of them that you want to embody over the next few days. And this is going to help you to utilize just small moments, doable moments to build momentum in your life, and not leading with pressure. You know, so many people say, well, I work better under pressure. The truth is, you probably don't. You probably work better with momentum. And the best way for you to build that momentum is to map out a simple action, one way to enforce your belief that is going to be in your best interest, one way to maintain momentum when you are implementing a new habit, whether it be a new eating routine, a new prayer routine, a new marketing routine, if you're working on building your business. And then one way to invite that feeling, the one special feeling, courage, clarity, calm, or any of those other ones that you're going to find when you do your Google search on some synonyms for those words that mean so much to you, those feelings that we latch onto that really feel good. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about putting some patterns in place so that you can pull the threads together in your life and make something beautiful out of them. So, as we have been talking here and going back and forth each week, talking about some different things, and it's been about 6 weeks that we have been talking about habits, routines, feelings, and just basic life rhythms that can help you experience transformation in your life, transition. And it's only been about 6 weeks, but imagine the change that's possible maybe in 12 weeks. Maybe if you worked together with some other people in a community so that you could go deeper in turning these sparks into a steady flame that fills your life. And if you're ready to do that, then I would encourage you to get on a clarity and expansion call with me or join one of the clarity circles that I offer in this Facebook community, Essentials for Peace and Balance, so that we can just talk and begin to formulate a plan for you so that you know what your next steps are going to be it in your personal life, be it in a relationship, be it in your business. Let's work on pulling those threads together for sustainable growth. So, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And I look forward to seeing you on our next Spotlight series. And I will put the title below of what that series is going to encompass. And thank you again for being in this community, for sharing from the heart, and look forward to those changes that come when you take action.